guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. The summer time is heating up temperature-wise, but it's also heating up when it comes to some special unveils of vehicles that are happening. This time around, it comes from that iconic Japanese brand known as Nissan, and we're here to discuss what the heck is going on here with this 2024 Nissan Z Heritage Edition. So what I want to find out is it worth the price for what they're asking and what they're giving to celebrate this Z car icon? Let's get to it. And there it is in motion, getting special B-roll from Nissan USA directly, and that is your 2024 Nissan Z Heritage Edition. So this is a, of course, special edition that they're doing. Interesting that they chose now to release this, because obviously we're hot off the heels of the Nissan Z Nismo. And if you haven't seen that review, I'll leave it at the end of this one. And interesting how they're going to go about this. Now, if you look right off the bat, you'll see it's got a different look to it. So don't think that this is a special paint job and some stickers. This is actually something totally different, especially at the front end there, from any other Z, including the Z Nismo. And if the front end does look a little familiar to you, this was unveiled at the Japanese Tokyo Auto Salon just last year. So interesting to see how they kind of showed it to us already, but they said it was just a concept. And now here it is in the flesh. And what are we celebrating here? The heritage of the 240 SX 240Z, that is going to be the S30Z car. And that's the one that, of course, started it off back in 1970. And here we are, model year 2024, and it's still going strong. Now, what I like I had just mentioned, is that compared to other heritage editions, celebratory editions, if you remember, we were at the New York Auto Show back in 2019, and that's when we got to see the 50th anniversary Z car. And that was just stickers. Not even really a special paint job. So what you're looking at here is that special paint. It's called Sight Orange. And it looks like it has a nice metallic flake to it. It's not a flat color from what I could see. And then the addition of the front fascia with those more rectangular split openings on the front nose really give it a distinct look, and I think a cleaner look than the standard Z nose. Now, on top of that, you're getting those special black painted 19-inch wheels. You're getting some extra fender flare, so something very similar to what we have shown you on the Z Nismo. So you're getting a little bit extra fender flare that are painted. And the great news is that you can get a 6-speed manual or the 9-speed automatic, which, remember, last time we were talking about Z cars with the Z Nismo, you can't get a 6-speed manual transmission. Now, what are the other pieces of this puzzle? So you have still the 3-liter twin turbo V6 pumping out 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. Now, let me know in the comment section if you think that should be a zonk. If this is a Heritage Edition, and obviously they're trying to make it special, should it have a little bit extra horsepower? And then here's my question to you. If you say yes, well, the Nissan Z Nismo only has about 25 more horsepower than the standard Z. So how much extra horsepower would you give it? Can't give it more than the Z Nismo. Or maybe they should give more horsepower to the Z Nismo and then give this extra horsepower. I would say give extra horsepower to the Z Nismo and make this 425 horsepower, let's say, and make the Z Nismo closer to 450, 460 on the horsepower. I am liking the addition of the stripes on it. So you have that sort of like, I don't want to call it a racing stripe because it doesn't go all the way back. It's more like a rally stripe, but it starts on that special bulge on the hood that really signifies this as a true Z car, with that design harking back to the 1970s Z. Love that black stripe on the hood, black stripe on the roof, and then the side Z stripes really, I think, cut the orange just enough to not make it look too over the top. You'll see around the Z badge on the rear pillar that Heritage Edition wording. And then, like I said, the side stripe having the Z in silver with the flat black. And they even put the S30 on the part that is on the hood to, like I said, make that connection. I think that almost the front end, this is what the Z should have looked like, because that's always, I feel like, has been the biggest hang up for most people when it comes to the standard Z, is they don't really like that really hard edge rectangle. I think more so people like the split rectangle setup. Let me know what you're thinking about the front of this vehicle. But of course, you're going to still get the same full LED daytime running lamps, those signature taillights. You have the samurai sword trim. I wish that maybe they would have made that black just to separate it from the other Z. Where I think they totally dropped the ball on this one, and I'm just going to give it just one giant zonk, because if I zonk everything on the interior, you may not hear any other word out of my mouth besides zonk. But what's up with the interior? Where are the orange accents? Where's some orange stitching? Where's some orange anywhere on the interior to tie in that special sight orange into the inside of the vehicle? I think that would just allow a little bit extra exclusivity. Now, speaking of exclusivity, there's no official, like, we're making 300 of these, we're making 1 million of these. I'm very curious exactly how many are they going to make? And I know how much it's going to cost, but I'm not ready to tell you that. But the big question is, how many are they going to make? It'd be smart if they're honoring the 240, just make 240. Just like they did with the Z Proto Edition when they launched the current Z car that we have. When they went to the redesign, they made that Z Proto Special Edition. They made just 240 of them. So I'm probably going to say they're going to make the same amount. But I think the biggest thing to take away on this, it's not just paint and graphics. That front end is going to make it stand out at any Cars and Coffee event. You know, this September in Tampa is the ZCon event. Huge national event being held here in Tampa, Florida. And you pull up in one of these, you're not going to look like any of the other new Zs that will be rolling around, including the Z Nismo. Now, when it comes to price, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. So, 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in about 4.2 seconds, and a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Now it comes down to price. MSRP, if you're wanting the Heritage Edition, is going to be $59,135. So we're not talking about a lot of extra money over a standard Z. I mean, a Z Performance, if you get a Z Performance, that's going to run you about $54,000. So we're talking about $5,000 more. And the biggest takeaway that I can give you is that front end. Is the front end and that special paint, and of course the graphics, is that worth an extra $5,000 to you? I don't know. I think if you're a Z diehard, this could be that special Z that you want to hold on to and drive and enjoy for a long time to come. If you have never owned a Z, I would probably say just go with a Z Performance. That would make most sense to me if you wanted a new Z car over this one, unless you're the type of person that just really, really, really likes something special no matter what brand of car it is. But it would have been cool to have an orange shift knob. Even the brake calipers. Like, why do we have the standard red brake calipers? Red and orange just clash. Just make them black. Black wheels, the black calipers with the black graphics and the orange. That to me sounds like a better color combination and a better balance But boy, I do like looking at the front of the vehicle. That really does, I think, hit the nail on the head for me when it comes to the overall style. And if you look, depending on how much light there is on the paint, it really brightens up. So in the shade, it looks like a darker, matter orange, like you can see right here, like it's a matte finish. But then once it gets into the sun, that's really where it brightens up. Or how about this? Looking at the back of the car, how about some special exhaust? Catback exhaust? They've done it before. Would have been nice to see that. I guess the question is, what would that have done to the price? Because they got to be careful, because remember, once you get breaking that 60,000 barrier, you're getting close to the Z Nismo, which that does have quite a bit of extra performance and special touches. Of course, it only comes in a 9-speed automatic. Still trying to figure that one out. But like I said, this gives you the option of either transmission. So in the world today, I don't want to talk about pre-owned cars. I don't want to talk about Z's from the past. I'm talking about right now. For $59,000 and change, do you think it's worth it going this route? Or would you take your money maybe to a Ford dealership, get a Mustang GT? Camaros are gone, so we can't even talk about that. Of course, you could go some other options that are less expensive, but it's interesting how we keep losing more category of performance car for the money. Like, you would have thought just a few years ago, you go back and you had $59,000 to spend, there were quite a few cars to obtain. Now, it's like, this is it. Or a Mustang GT for that $60,000 price tag. It's kind of mind-blowing how we're losing those selective choices. I guess if you want to buy an SUV, you got plenty to choose from. Whoopity-doo-dah. But let me know down in the comment section, are you happy with what they've done with this Heritage Edition? And do you think it's worth that price tag? Let me know down in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, I got to do this, right? Thank you. Thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Can't do these in-home studio shots without LG Raiti, Lori Gibbons Raiti, and Oscar Raiti. The two of them together are the dynamo. They're like Batman and Robin. Lori's Batman, and of course, Oscar is Robin. But definitely show them some love in the comment section. Thank you guys for all that you do. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.